Chick-fil-A is under there somewhere. This is the line. Around the stairs. I don't know where it goes actually, but it's over there. Does it matter that my answers are probably going to be the same as his?
Oh, no, it's totally fine.
Okay. Alright.
Together for ideas.
Okay. Cool.
Yep, I'm ready. You ready?
Yes.
Hi, what's your name?
Bonnie Ortega. My first name? B-O-N-N-I-E.
Oh, okay, thank you. Where are you from?
California. Southern.
So to you, what is the most important issue during this election?
I think the most important issue for me would be who's gonna govern the nation based on biblical principles and biblical truths, and actually hold to it and not just say that they will. I think that man is kind of like on this downward spiral of like loving themselves, and the Bible says that in the end that men will be lovers of themselves and lovers of money and things like that. And so I think that the more that you love yourself and the more that you love money, the less focused you are on the things that matter. And so if everybody focuses on themselves, then the world is just going to die or, you know, be corrupt. Do I think, yes, I do think the political system is broken. Why do I think it's broken? It kind of goes back to being lovers of self and lovers of money. When everybody has their own idea of what truth is, then people just live off of that. They take their idea and they make it their own truth, and so everybody's living as if their idea is their truth when really there is a truth. Like Jesus says, I am the truth, and so if we lived according to that, then everybody would have like the same, not that everybody has to have the same outlook, but I think that if everybody agreed, you know, that this is good, this is good, this is good, and this is bad, then you wouldn't have so much dissension in politics. You'd be a lot more unified. You'd have different parties like agreeing on how to help people and what actually is the common good. Like I think it was I don't remember who it was. One of the founding fathers said that without God in the Bible, it's impossible to rightly govern a nation, and I truly believe that.
Do you think there is any suggestion on how to fix that, or like any suggestions to make it better?
To make it better. Yeah, use the Bible. Go off. I mean, in America, that's never going to happen, unfortunately, because the founding fathers like wanted to protect religion so that you couldn't govern religion, not so that you would keep religion out of government. But we've got it so backwards today that all we care about is being right, you know. And so I think that in an ideal situation, anyways, that people would govern off the Bible and learn to love each other and to love God. But that's not going to happen in America. You're welcome.
I'm Eileen.
I'm Tian.
And we're in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Manchester.
And how did we just meet?
We're interns for NHB TV, and we're interviewing people about politics and the current situation in America. And we just came up and asked if we could interview you guys.
And we got some good answers for it. Thank you guys so much.
Great.
Yeah. So, like I told you guys, we're traveling 48 states, and we're spreading the gospel all over the country because we see this downward spiral, and so we're praying for a revival, you know. So let me ask you guys. I mean, do you guys believe in like a heaven or a hell?
I think it's possible that there is one.
Okay.
As far as I don't think there's a way to prove it necessarily.
Right.
So I'm kind of not very definitive on that, I guess.
So you would consider yourself like agnostic?
Not really. Like, I mean, I think about it every so often. As far as having a really, really firm stance on whether or not there is one, I think there could be one, but I don't know for sure that there is or is not one. So that's my stance on that.
Okay.
And for me, I'm from Vietnam, so like I was closer to like Buddhism and all that stuff.
Okay.
And I know there's a reason, there's a way that they explain that is like when you die, you just go into another life, you know. And so if you're good, then you're gonna be a good life, and if you're not, then you're not gonna be in a good life. You're gonna be like something bad, like worse. You know what I mean? So like it's one of the ways to explain it. I mean, it's I don't know if it's true or not, but it's kind of a good way to be living it because you're gonna, you know, you believe in something and you guide yourself in a better way, and it's no harm for it, and it's actually making it better. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and you said that's like the philosophy of Buddhism?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Buddhism.
for
That's
sure.
what my mom's following. So like that's what I heard from my mom and all that stuff.
Do you follow it at all?
I don't follow it. I'm not religious, but
Okay.
I kind of. I mean, as I said, I mean, it's no harm to believe in something. When you have a belief and you believe it better, then it's really good.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah, like she was saying in the interview, everyone wants to be right, you know? And we do see that truth by definition is exclusive. You know, so there's only one truth, and we have all these different ways of, you know, different religions and afterlives and things like that. So let me ask you guys, if heaven or hell exists or is real, you know, which one would you say you'd be going to?
I would love to say that I go to heaven, but
Right, I mean, and everyone would love to say that.
yeah.
What about you?
I don't know if I'd be worthy to go to heaven if there was one, to be honest.
Yeah. That's
Dude,
so true.
dude, honestly, like you're probably one of the first people I've ever heard say that, and it's true because if it's a place that, you know, a perfect and true God is, you know.
I mean, I think people are flawed by definition, so if there was a heaven, I don't know if I would belong there. Like, I don't want to think that I'm going to hell, but
Right, and of course no one wants to, you know. Has anyone ever told you guys about Jesus? Like, do you guys know the story of Jesus?
my family's Roman Catholic, so I was raised Roman Catholic, but I'm not Catholic anymore. So,
Yeah, I see.
so I'm familiar with the background
Okay,
of
okay.
Roman Catholicism at least.
What about you?
Yeah, I had like my English teacher before was a Roman Catholic too.
Oh, okay.
So I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So the life. Well, do you guys believe Jesus existed?
Yeah.
I was like, let me start there. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty much. Well, I mean, historians, both secular and non-secular, you know, religious, will tell you that there's more proof that he existed than Julius Caesar. You know, so it's like that's already like if we could jump over that hill, then we're already one step closer, kind of breaking it down. But when you're talking about how you wouldn't be worthy to go into heaven, like you think that's just because we're like flawed, you said?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard for me to say. I don't really, I don't know how the world works exactly. I don't think there's really any way of knowing.
Okay.
But my idea of heaven is that it's like perfect.
Yeah.
So I feel like in order to get there, like you would have to be perfect.
Yeah, for sure. And this is pretty much exactly like why my wife and I are going across the country, because we feel like we have the cure to cancer, you know, and no one knows they're even sick, you know, and pretty much that sickness or whatever is just that we're all sinners, and I think we can all agree, you know, like if God's gonna judge us upon the 10 Commandments, you know, which I don't memorize them all, so I don't expect you to, but I mean, you figure just like it's this law that He made for us to abide in, and like we break it 10 times a day. I do anyways. You know, and so like you said, like we're not worthy. We've been broken off, and that's why. There was the people who hated him, and they crucified him because he called himself God. You know, and so you know, eternity is just a long time. You know, and we just encourage you guys just to think about it anyways. You know, if we can just. You've been given the gospel. You know, the gospel is the good news. Like what Jesus died for us. We're all sinners, and boom, He says to trust in Him. You know, and you're saying you don't really know, you know, about if there's a God or not, or.
It's something I think about a lot, but I haven't quite made my mind up about.
Right, and I definitely. Do you guys have Bibles at home at all?
Somewhere in my house. Well, my parents do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so I mean, like, I mean, they're pretty much #1 top seller. You could find it everywhere. but I mean, you know, the gospel all talks about what Jesus did. How did you guys like maybe think about it a little bit? Because I think a lot of people just go their whole life just being like, whatever.
Not really thinking about it.
Yeah. Or you know, I'll put it off. You know, another day. You know, when I get older,
I'll go
get
to church
into
when I'm
it.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the Bible says that tomorrow's not promised. You know, and I think it's the scariest thing in the world that
You could die tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
And what was I gonna say? The Bible says that today is the day of salvation, you know, and so it's like, you know, to go to sleep without knowing that you're going to heaven is like, that's a crazy thing to me, you know. I mean, and it was before, you know, because I didn't grow up in a church by any means, you know, like this isn't something that I've been like all my life, you know.
Yeah.
This is just like in the last 4 years where God took me from being this crazy, stupid fool to a less stupid, a little less crazy, you know, but doing things, you know, for His glory, and that's why we're here. A lot of people just don't have purpose. You know, people just wander around aimlessly, you know?